Mr. Martinson is building a concrete patio in his backyard and deciding whether to buy the materials and rent the tools needed for the project. The table below shows the materials cost and daily rental cost for 3 different stores. So here's the table in question. We have 3 stores, A, B, and C, and associated cost for materials, the wheelbarrow, and the concrete mixer. Going on to say the total cost, Y, for buying the materials and renting the tools in terms of the number of days X is given by this equation. For what number of days X will the total cost of buying materials and renting the tools from store B be less than or equal to the cost of buying the materials and renting the tools from store A? Seems like there's a lot to work through in this question, but at the core of it, this part right here tells us we're really just comparing the cost for B to the cost for A. And the question says store B needs to be less than store A. So the cost for store B needs to be less than or equal to the cost for store A. Thankfully, we know how to calculate the cost because we're given this equation. We can do that for both of these. And then we can solve for X in both of those equations. Let's go ahead and set them up. So for store B, we are plugging in 600 in place of M, 25 in place of W, and 80 in place of K. So let's go ahead and do that. It'll be 600 plus quantity 25 plus 80, and there's an X on the outside. And for store A, we're doing the same thing but different numbers. So we're just plugging in 750 for M, 15 for W, 65 for K. Let's go ahead and do that. We now have 750 plus quantity 15 plus 65, and then still there's an X. And now we see that we can actually work this out algebraically. Thankfully, we have like terms in here and in here. We can combine. So it would be 600 plus 105x is less than or equal 750 plus 80x. So to solve for x, let's subtract 80x from both sides. That's going to give us 600 plus 25x is less than or equal 750. Well, because these 80s canceled. And now we can subtract 600 from both sides. And we are left with 25x is less than or equal 150. Finally, we're going to divide both sides by 25 as shown. And those 25s cancel out. 150 divided by 25 is 6, so x is less than or equal to 6, which makes A the correct answer to this question.